Stop what you're doing because what just leaked is not only scandalous, it's downright nuclear. Imagine waking up and finding out that your best friend, your ride or die, your soul sister, has been secretly sneaking around with your ex-husband, behind your back, and the proof, oh, it's sitting right there on your phone. Screenshots, voicemails, videos, leaked in the middle of the night like a toxic cocktail of betrayal. Late-night diner meetings, and whispered lies. Erica Mina's phone didn't just glitch, it detonated. And at the center of this explosion, Yandy Smith. Yes, that Yandy, the polished public figure. The face of loyalty and strength, caught in a jaw-dropping mess of deleted messages, mysterious calls, and secret booth selfies with none other than Erica's ex, Denzel. How did this even happen? Was it a mistake? A moment of weakness? Or has this affair been simmering in silence all along while fans praised their friendship goals on Instagram? The internet is spiraling, timelines are melting, and loyalty has officially left the group chat. And just when you thought love and hip-hop couldn't get any messier, boom. This might be the biggest betrayal reality TV has ever seen. Buckle up, because we're about to break down every shady screenshot, every guilty glance, and every lie that finally caught up with them. This isn't just drama, it's digital war. Asterisk, a slow-motion car crash that had been waiting to happen, and the only thing missing was someone bold enough to hit the gas. And that someone, surprise it, was Erica Mena. It's late at night, she's tossing and turning, probably replaying the same questions we all ask at 2 a.m. What went wrong? Who can you trust? And why do exes suddenly get hotter after heartbreak? Out of boredom or maybe just intuition, she picks up her phone, scrolls through her iCloud backups, and boom, there it is. A folder named something basic, like misc_backup_2023. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. That folder held the kind of digital chaos that could ruin group chats, shatter reputations, and make even the most loyal castmates sweat bullets. Inside were screenshots, videos, old voice notes, and right there, like a rotten cherry, on top, a full-blown message thread between someone named Jay and a contact she hadn't seen in that context before, Yandy Smith. Now, you know Yandy, reality TV's queen of righteousness, loyalty, and tears that land perfectly on cue. The same Yandy who has built her brand on being the ride-or-die wife. The morally superior friend, the no-nonsense businesswoman, but apparently, the nonsense was thriving just fine after hours, because the texts weren't work-related, they weren't friendly check-ins. They were laced with subtle thirst and late-night desperation. One message read, "I can't stop thinking about you." Another, "I miss the way you listen," and who was on the receiving end? Jay. Not just any Jay. Erica zoomed into the profile pic and felt her stomach flip. It was Denzel. As in, Denzel Stokes. As in, her ex-husband. As in, the man who stood next to her through 2 kids, 1 miscarriage, 3 cheating scandals, and 4 reunion episodes. So now, imagine sitting there, alone, at night, and suddenly realizing that your best friend, your so-called sister, had been FaceTiming your ex like it was a full-time job. Erica's fingers shook as she opened a photo. It was Yandy and Denzel, at the 12th Street Diner. Her diner. Their booth. Same wallpaper. Same dim lighting. Same damn waitress in the background. And the timestamp, 2:17 a.m. because nothing good happens after midnight unless you're getting paid for a tan last we checked. Yandy wasn't shooting a scene that night. Then came the voice notes. Soft whispers. Denzel's voice saying, "You looked beautiful tonight." Yandy's giggle echoing back. Erica hit play again. Then she dropped the phone, not because she was weak, but because the betrayal physically punched her in the chest. It wasn't just the messages. It was the fact that Yandy knew what Denzel meant to her. She had cried with her during the divorce, sent her Bible verses, played the "If It Were Me, I'd Never" card more than once. And now here she was, playing late-night footsies, in the same booth where Erica used to sip milkshakes and talk about how she was healing. What happened next? Erica showed up to set like she was preparing for war. No glam, no entourage, just a tablet full of truth and a face that said she had nothing left to lose. Producers were buzzing. The crew was whispering. Kirk Frost said, her aura felt off. The makeup girl tried to break the tension with a joke, but even the highlighter stopped working. Everyone felt it, the calm before the reality TV storm. And then Yandy walked in, smiling, hair laid, outfit crisp, like she didn't have a digital guillotine hanging over her head. She walked past Erica, gave her a half wave, sat down, and asked for an oat milk latte like betrayal wasn't about to be served instead. Erica didn't say a word yet. She waited. She waited through the first scene, the fake conversations, the pretend laughter. She waited until the director called a reset. And that's when she made her move. Erica stood up, tablet in hand, and walked toward Yandy like a woman possessed. Yandy looked up, confused, but still calm, until Erica said, "Tell me this isn't your message," and pressed play. The voice note echoed across the soundstage. Denzel's voice, smooth and low. "I haven't felt this in a long time." The crew froze. Yandy blinked. Erica didn't flinch. Then came the message, every photo, every timestamp laid out like an indictment. "You thought I wouldn't find out." Erica's voice cracked, not from weakness, but from rage that had been waiting months to explode. "You really thought I wouldn't recognize our booth?" Yandy stammered. "It's not what you think." But Erica cut her off. "No, it's exactly what I think. Because the text doesn't lie. The date doesn't lie. The fact that you were holding his hand in a place we used to eat as a family, that doesn't lie either." Kirk tried to intervene, but it was too late. The truth had been released. The tension was nuclear. A production assistant dropped her clipboard. One of the boom mics shook, and Yandy, her lip quivered. Her eyes watered. "It wasn't supposed to mean anything," she whispered. "I was lonely. Kirk and I weren't good. I didn't plan for it to happen." Erica let out a cold laugh. "You didn't plan it. Girl, you scheduled it. You texted him at 2 a.m. You met up with him at 2:17. You called it our thing in one of the messages. Don't insult me with accidental romance." The room was dead silent. Yandy looked around for support, but found none. Rita stood backstage, jaw clenched, blinking fast to keep her tears from falling. Kirk looked like he was about to combust. The rest of the cast, frozen, they knew better than to jump in. You don't stand between a woman and her revenge. The camera crew zoomed in as Erica scrolled to the final video. A clip of Yandy and Denzel hugging, no holding each other outside his condo. It was late, it was dark, but it was clear enough. The embrace lasted too long. And the way she looked, up at him, intimate, familiar, devastating. Erica handed the tablet to the producer. "Roll it in the next teaser," she said. "Let the fans decide." And with that, she walked off set. Not because she was weak, but because she had said what needed to be said. But behind the scenes, the real chaos was just getting started. But behind the scenes, the real chaos was just getting started. As Erica walked off set, the air was thick with disbelief. The silence she left behind felt louder than the confrontation itself. Producers huddled like there'd been a code red at a nuclear plant. A camera assistant whispered, "Did that really just happen?" Someone else muttered, "Oh, we're trending in 10 minutes, I promise you." And trending they were. Within 30 minutes, the internet erupted. Clips of Erica's confrontation were already circulating like wildfire. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, every platform was choking on drama. Fans dissected every frame like forensic analysts. "Freeze it at 0:43. Yandy clearly enhance the reflection in the mirror. That's Denzel's car." Hashtags like #TabletTruth and #YandyExposed started climbing the charts. Meanwhile, inside the building, Kirk stood frozen in a corner, hands on his hips, jaw locked. He wasn't just betrayed, he was embarrassed. Humiliated on camera. Blindsided in real time. Yandy, still seated in the makeup chair like a statue, finally blinked. "I didn't think it would come to this," she whispered to no one in particular. The producer standing nearby cleared his throat. "We're going to need a follow-up interview. Solo, just you and the truth." Yandy didn't answer. Instead, she got up slowly and walked toward her dressing room, every step heavier than the last. Backstage, Rita was pacing. Her nails dug into her palms. "I defended her," she said to Jock, who was sitting silently, stunned. "I told people they didn't understand her. I told them she was loyal. And this is what I get." Jock gently placed a hand on her shoulder, but Rita jerked away. "Don't touch me. Everyone knew but me. That's what hurts the most." Outside the studio, paparazzi had already gathered like vultures, shouting Erica's name, calling Yandy a hooker, asking Denzel how long he'd been playing double agent, but Denzel was silent. Ghost, nowhere to be seen, until 2 hours later, when he broke the internet with a single sentence, a statement posted to his Instagram story, white text on black background, no caption, no explanation. It read, "I'm sorry. To Erica, to Yandy, to everyone involved." That was it. Just 6 words and a digital mic drop. Within minutes, fan pages were zooming in on the punctuation, decoding the font choice, theorizing which everyone he meant. Erica posted a video not long after, filmed in low light, shot on her phone, raw and unfiltered. "I never wanted to be the one to expose anything," she said, holding back tears, "but don't come for my peace and expect me to stay quiet. Loyalty is a choice. And Yandy made hers." The comments went crazy. Erica the MVP. Yandy cancelled by 3 p.m. Denzel's next post better be an apology or a restraining order. Meanwhile, in her dressing room, Yandy was spiraling. Her phone was blowing up. Missed calls from Kirk. Texts from PR reps. Mentions piling up by the thousands. Some defending her. Others tearing her apart. She threw the phone across the couch and buried her face in her hands. Then came the knock on the door. Rita. For a moment, no one breathed. Yandy opened the door slowly, eyes swollen, mascara smeared like war paint. Rita stood there, arms crossed, calm but cold. "Say something," she said. Yandy opened her mouth, but no sound came out. "No. Don't say sorry," Rita snapped. "Don't insult me with a sorry. I trusted you. I let my kids call you auntie. And you were out here playing house with my sister's ex-husband." Yandy's lip trembled. "It wasn't about that," she whispered. "I was hurt. Kirk and I weren't talking. I felt alone. Denzel was there." Rita stepped back, laughing bitterly. "So that's the standard now? Emotional instability equals moral immunity. Got it." And just like that, she turned and walked away, heels clicking like a gavel down the hallway. Kirk, still backstage, hadn't spoken to anyone in over an hour. His phone kept lighting up. Missed calls from his mom. Texts from his barber asking if he was okay. A meme of him looking confused mid-episode had already started trending. Finally, he stood, walked to Yandy's dressing room, and knocked. She opened it with a cautious look, expecting another slap of emotional concrete. But Kirk just stared at her, quiet, intense. Then he asked, "How long?" Yandy took a breath. "Since last summer. It started when you and I stopped talking, when you moved out, when you said you didn't love me anymore." Kirk blinked. "So your response to heartbreak was betrayal?" "No," Yandy said softly. "My response to heartbreak was survival. It turned into betrayal later." Kirk exhaled slowly. "You broke everything. I know, you broke me. I know," she said again. "I never meant to." Kirk walked out without another word. The damage was too fresh. The wound too deep. But outside the soundstage, fans were still glued to every development. YouTubers uploaded hour-long breakdowns with titles like The Timeline of Treachery and Yandy's Love Triangle, The Anatomy of a Scandal. Reddit threads went feral, with users analyzing metadata from Erica's screenshots, speculating on when Denzel and Yandy first crossed the line, and asking whether Kirk would file for divorce on air. Meanwhile, Erica's team was already drafting a press tour. She had a new book about loyalty, heartbreak, and betrayal ready to hit shelves in 3 weeks. Coincidence? We think not. The publisher fast-tracked it. Pre-orders skyrocketed overnight, and Yandy was reportedly placed on a temporary production hiatus. Not fired, but definitely iced out. Her scenes paused, her endorsements questioned, her status uncertain. A producer was overheard saying, "We don't know if she survived this season. Fans are choosing sides, and it's not looking good for her." That night, while Erica celebrated with a close group of friends over wine and screenshots, Yandy sat alone in her kitchen, her kids asleep upstairs, her phone face down on the table. She whispered to herself, "What did I do?" And across town, Denzel quietly packed a bag. Nobody knew where he was going, but sources say he left a note behind for Yandy, just for words. "I ruined it all." The next morning, a new bomb dropped. Erica had agreed to do a live interview. National broadcast, unfiltered. She sat across from the host, poised and calm, with a cup of tea in one hand and receipts in the other. The host leaned forward, voice low. "Do you regret it? Going public?" Erica nodded slowly. "I regret what it cost, but not the truth. Never the truth." Backstage, producers huddled around monitors, stunned by her composure. Fans flooded comment sections with fire emojis and support. And somewhere, watching from her living room, Yandy silently wept. The story had been hijacked. Her narrative, once framed as resilience, was now synonymous with betrayal. And the worst part, it was only just beginning. It was only just beginning. Because while Erica was basking in applause from the interview couch, and Yandy was crying into her lukewarm chamomile tea, the producers weren't resting, they were preparing. Behind locked studio doors, edits were being made, zoom-ins, slow-mo replays, even a 3-minute supercut of every suspicious look Yandy ever gave Denzel on camera. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, the Love and Hip Hop production team dropped a teaser for the next episode. It featured a voiceover saying, "What's done in darkness always comes to light," followed by a blurred clip of Yandy and Denzel entering a hotel lobby. The internet broke again. Within hours, fans were throwing digital tomatoes at Yandy's Instagram, demanding answers, accountability, or at the very least, a public apology in HD. She stayed silent. Her PR team released a vague statement about mental health and privacy during this difficult time, which only made things worse. Rita, meanwhile, became an unexpected fan favorite overnight. Quiet, graceful, scorned, the face of dignified rage. Her DMs were flooded with brand offers, empowerment podcasts, and beauty deals. She even posted a photo of herself at sunrise, with a caption that read, "Healing in progress," subtle, classy, and viral. But while Rita rose like a phoenix, Yandy was buried under layers of guilt and regret. Denzel, for his part, had reportedly skipped town entirely. Sources claimed he was spotted in Miami, then LA, then back in Atlanta, like a ghost with a duffel bag and a burner phone. And then came the letter. A handwritten note delivered to Kirk and Rita's house by a private courier. It was from Denzel. Apologizing, admitting everything. "I never meant to destroy what you built. I got caught in the loneliness, in the attention, in feeling seen again. And by the time I realized what I'd done, it was already too late." The note was read aloud on camera by Kirk in a special reunion segment, and the internet didn't know whether to scream or sob. Even Erica looked genuinely shocked, mouthing "wow" as Kirk's voice cracked halfway through. But it didn't stop there, because the same night, Yandy finally agreed to sit down for her own full-length confessional. Alone, raw, no filters, just her, a tissue box, and a camera crew. "I messed up," she began, her voice trembling. "I thought I was in control. I thought I could handle a friendship with Denzel and keep my family intact. But I was wrong." She went on to describe how it started: long conversations, harmless dinners, emotional support that slowly blurred into stolen moments and unspoken feelings. "I didn't plan to betray Erica. I didn't plan to hurt Rita. I didn't even plan to fall for him," she said, her hands shaking. "But I did. And I lost everything because of it." For a moment, the world stood still. Even the most savage corners of the internet paused their memes to feel something. Yandy, crying, vulnerable and broken, was a stark contrast to the glamorous chaos we'd seen before. But then again, that's what made it perfect TV. Cut to Kirk, watching the interview from his car, gripping the steering wheel like it held the answers to all his questions. His face was unreadable, hurt, angry, relieved that she finally told the truth. Nobody could tell. Later that day, Erica posted another video, this time, not angry, not vengeful, but calm. This wasn't just about betrayal. It was about trust, she said. When you let someone into your life, your family, your home, and they break that, it changes everything. She then addressed her followers directly. "To those who say I was messy for going public, maybe I was, but silence protects the wrong people. And I'm done doing that." The applause in the comments section could have shattered glass. Erica for president. Expose the liars. Queen. She said what needed to be said. But not everyone was on her side. Some fans began calling the entire saga manufactured drama. Others accused the producers of staging parts of it. A few even speculated that Erica's book release was too well-timed to be coincidental. The conspiracy threads exploded. But whether real or scripted, the emotions were undeniable. And so were the consequences. Sponsorships started dropping. Brands ghosted Yandy. Endorsement deals paused. Her manager issued a polite but firm statement that she would be taking time to reflect. Reflect Sis was exiled. Meanwhile, Rita began collaborating with Erica on a podcast. Yes, a podcast titled Wreckage and Redemption, set to drop exclusive behind-the-scenes tea, healing affirmations, and maybe even a live Q&A with fans. The first trailer had Rita sipping tea while Erica deadpanned. This time, we're the ones in control. The drama had officially become a brand. Even talk shows began booking the women for interviews. Erika sat across from national hosts, dazzling in muted tones, delivering lines like, "I chose truth over friendship, and I'll live with that," while Rita added, "Forgiveness is a process, not a performance." And just when the public thought things were dying down, surprise, Denzel popped back up on Instagram. A video, shirtless, sweaty, on a beach, talking about healing, masculine accountability, and some crystal he found in Costa Rica. The comments were merciless. "Sir, this isn't Eat, Pray, Love. Why are you shirtless while apologizing? Block me immediately." But Yandy didn't comment. Not this time. She was spotted days later entering a therapy center with Kirk. A fan snapped a blurry photo from across the street. The caption read, "Healing Era Unlocked." And just like that, the narrative started shifting again. Some fans softened. Others remained savage. But one thing was certain. This scandal had reshaped reality TV forever. New contracts were drafted. Cast dynamics were rewritten. Erika was now seen as the truth teller, the whistleblower, the unfiltered queen of receipts. Rita was the phoenix, rising from betrayal with grace and grit, and Yandy, well, she became the face of flawed decisions and painful consequences, a walking, talking lesson in what happens when trust is treated like an option. But let's be honest, without her, would the show have even gone this viral? Probably not. In the end, cameras zoomed out on the cast weeks later, gathered for a final sit-down. The air was awkward, the tension real. Kirk sat beside Yandy, distant but civil. Rita avoided eye contact. Erika crossed her legs and folded her arms. Unbothered, the host cleared his throat. "If you could say one thing to each other right now, what would it be?" Silence. Then Yandy turned to Rita. "I hope one day you'll forgive me." Rita stared, unmoved. "I hope one day you'll understand what you broke." Then Erika chimed in. "And I hope this teaches everyone watching, loyalty is not just a word, it's a lifestyle." The room went still. Cameras caught every blink, every tear, every micro-expression, and then, fade to black. Credits rolled. Social media erupted one last time. But the truth, the real drama had only just begun, so now the question is, whose side are you on? Is Erika the brave truth-teller or the ultimate opportunist? Is Yandy a woman caught in a whirlwind of loneliness or a master manipulator who fumbled a hole? Sisterhood for some late-night diner vibes and a broken promise. And let's not even get started on Denzel, the emotional chameleon, who somehow slipped through this scandal like he was auditioning for a reboot of Scandal. But maybe the biggest question of all is, did anyone actually win? Because let's face it, reality TV hasn't seen this level of betrayal since Tristan third trimester'd his way into tabloid history. The receipts were real. The tears were messier than a Thanksgiving dinner with unresolved trauma. And the fallout. We're talking therapy bills, endorsement cancellations, and podcast launch announcements all in the same week. But what do you think? Was this about loyalty, or was it about leverage? Did Erika break the girl code, or rewrite it for an era that doesn't tolerate fake friendships? Should Rita forgive? Should Yandy return? Should Denzel ever speak publicly again, or just quietly become a monk in the Himalayas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. No filters, no holding back. Team Erika, Team Rita, Team This Was all staged. We want the smoke. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications because trust me, the next bombshell is already loading. And if you thought this saga was over, think again. Secrets don't stay buried. Not in this industry. Not in this city. And definitely not on this channel. Stay tuned because you haven't seen anything yet.